then intensified the rivalry. She wanted to run well at 35 off in competition. She'd done it constantly in practice. She not only did well at 35, but here she surpasses that mark to win the ladies slalom at one buoy at 38 feet off. That's only 37 feet of rope when the buoys are 37.5 feet from the boat. The men's slalom, the rivalry of Andy Mapple and Pablo Point continued. Both skiers tied in the final competition at 2.5 buoys at 38. And then the tiebreaker. Mapple hits the water hard, 1.5 buoys at 39. But Bob LaPointe, watch him take 2 buoys at 39 for the championship.
Did you get that?
Bob LaPointe in first place. Now checking out the Grand Prix point standings in the slalom. First of all, Dina Brush for the women, 2,900 points. Camille Duvall at 2,700 points, still a close race. In the men's, Bob LaPointe, 2,800 points, but Mapple is only 200 points behind. As we round out the men's slalom results through 8 places. It was another exciting freestyle jumping performance at Orlando with the rivalry of Cole and Clack. The fans saw Harold Cole dethrone Scott Clack in the standings. Scott, after winning the Palm Beach Classic, fell into the Orlando competition trying a 720 helicopter there. His aggressive all-out style cost him not only first place, but second as well. A third-place finish for Clack as Harold Cole, who has won the McCormick Trials and slipped to second at Palm Beach, does a back Mobius to take over the Grand Prix points lead. What a great move. Cole, 2,900 points to Scott Clack's 2,700 points coming into today's tournament. The men's jump rivalry continued between Carl Roberge and Sammy Duvall. Roberge pulled closer to the points leader, Sammy Duvall, with a leap of 184 feet. Duvall, though, made it 3 wins in 3 tournaments on the International Waterski Tour with a jump of 190. There you see the point standings in the men's jump competition.
If yesterday's preliminaries are any indication of what we're going to see here today, Bob LaPointe ran 2 at 41, never been done before. We had 5 men's skiers, 39.5 off right on his trail. We also had the perennial number 1 and number 2 women's slalom skiers at 1/4 buoy separating them. Dina Brush just being 1/4 buoy ahead, running into 38 off. And Scott Clack put on an inspired demonstration yesterday, almost getting 12,000 points in his freestyle competition, a little ahead of Harold Cole, but that's going to be interesting today as well. In jumping, an unusual situation for us at least. Sammy Duvall is not our number 1 seed. Carl Roberge is with a 170-foot jump. Sammy Duvall's number 2 seed, unfamiliar ground for him at 165 feet. So we're going to have an interesting competition here.
Okay, we'll be back to Marine World Africa USA near San Francisco with the men's slalom coming up right after these important words.
Ski Supreme, the boat that dreams are made of. Sexy and aggressive, Ski Supreme comes to life with powerful performances and responsive fingertip control. For record-breaking potential or sheer family fun, Ski Supreme delivers both with ease and luxury like you never dreamed possible. Discover why thousands of discriminating buyers worldwide won't settle for anything less than the boat that dreams are made of. Exclusively from Ski Supreme. Call toll-free 1-800-782-7363 for the dealer nearest you.
The Hydro Slide Kneeboard. Wild, wet, and probably the most fun you'll ever have on water. Hydro Slide kneeboarding combines the excitement of surfing with the control of water skiing. And it's so easy to learn, even kids can do it. But the Hydro Slide's not just for kids. Even expert water skiers like world overall champion Sammy Duvall use it for recreation, for relaxation, for thrills. Hydro Slide kneeboarding is fun, fast, and very, very wet. Slide into fun on the Hydro Slide.
Are you up to Mastercraft? A ski made for the masters. A ski that set the world record. A record that held for 4 years. And when that record fell, it was broken by Mastercraft. Top professionals use Mastercraft skis for record-setting performances. If you're up to challenging the best, do it on a Mastercraft ski. Find out what Mastercraft is up to. Keep up with championship skiers and visit your nearest Mastercraft ski dealer. Mastercraft skis, sold only by professionals at specialty marine and sporting goods stores. Mastercraft skis.
And the best is yet to come. Mastercraft.
Let's go to the public address announcer, Paul McFarland, here at Marine World Africa, USA, for the men's slalom competitors in our Coors Light Championships.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the 9 finalists for the men's slalom competition at the Coors International Waterski Championships. Introducing the South African slalom champion, Mike Morgan. The national overall champion, Carl Roberge. The European slalom record holder, Andy Mappo. The Australian slalom champion, Mike Neville. World slalom record holder, Chris Lapointe. The intercollegiate slalom record holder, Chris Swan. World overall champion, Sammy Duvall. Eight-time European overall champion, Mike Hazelwood. And finally, three-time world champion, Bob Lapointe.
The Coors Light Championships men's slalom now. And we've got some terrific performers. Let's take a look at the standings now to show you what they're battling for Grand Prix points-wise. Bob Lapointe is out in front overall in this series, 2,800 points. In the earlier rounds, Chris Swan and Mick Neville were eliminated. Swan came out of the preliminaries with the 2.5 and 39 off, 39.5 off anyway. But neither skier could best their earlier runs. Now Swan beat Neville with this run of 1.5 buoys at 38 feet off.
Did you get that?
And that left Neville in 8th, Swan in 7th place. Sammy Duvall and Carl Roberge, rivals in the jump standings, faced off in the slalom as well. Sammy now managed to take Roberge out of the competition with this 2 1/4 at 38.
Sammy's strong skiing at 38 off, beat Carl Roberge, but the monster call 38 got Sammy here.
Sammy improving his slalom technique, however, and he tied for 5th with a very popular winner in the past here at Marine World Africa, USA. And I'm speaking of his next opponent, Mike Hazelwood, right there. Hazelwood came on to challenge late, but he was eliminated after 3.5 buoys at 38 off.
Sammy, the technique skier, Mike Hazelwood, the power skier, but the monster call 38 comes out, eats them both alive because he did not get 38 either, but he still was very strong. Look how he recovers on this right here.
Terrific recovery. It looked like he came through missing the gates. Mike Hazelwood in the water. So that leaves us with a 3-way showdown for the men's slalom title between Bob Lapointe, Andy Mapple, and Chris Lapointe.
The slalom course consists of 6 buoys, 3 on each side of the boat path, which runs right down through the middle of the course. The slalom skier's objective is to get outside the boat, cut diagonally towards buoy number 1, and get a good buoy number 1, because that buoy number 1 sets up the pace for number 2, 3, and 4. Number 4 is equally important because if the skier's in good control there, 5 and 6 should follow without too much effort, and the skier can make it out through the exit gates.
Chris Lapointe, the winner of 9 national championships, on that very, very sore ankle. But as he told you, he's got some time to heal after this, and he's going to give it his best.
He's going for everything here at 38. He's got a hurt ankle.
There's the wrap you see as he rode out to the position before this run now at 38. Chris Lapointe, what a cut that time, and that one had to hurt, but he makes the buoy, the final buoy, and goes through the gate in a tremendous, tremendous performance.
What a remarkable display of talent there. I know that pain's got to be tremendous on that damaged foot. He took that slack, absorbed all that shock into the foot, up through his body, and took it out of the course.
Here's Chris Lapointe going through the run at 38.
Okay, there he goes. Round number 1, Chris, as you'll see. Now watch him use his strength. Got overcut there a little bit, pulling hard to pick up speed. He made up his time there, plenty of time on that cut, coming back across the wake. Now watch what happens here. All that pain in his ankle. Look at the slack. Into his foot, out the gate. I'm telling you, that is a remarkable display.
6'3", 200 pounds, and it's got to be supported on that bad ankle. 4 buoys at 38 off as we go to 39.5. And you don't become a world champion with just outstanding technique. You also have to have that desire and heart that this Chris LaPointe has.
The LaPointe brothers are known for just pain don't account. Performance on the water.
Okay, here's Chris LaPointe at 39.5. The crowd is on their feet. They're cheering him all the way. He pulls back. Can he make it? And he goes down. And a tough bouncing action on the water as well.
I'll tell you, when he went around number 3, did you hear the crowd? If that alone could have done it, he would have been going through the gates. He went around number 3. I thought he was going to make it. Well, look at the replay here. See what we see. Chris down in the water, looking pretty good.
So Chris LaPointe comes back today in the final round, besting his performance coming out of the preliminaries.
You know, he got out there around number 3. It looked like he got bent forward at the waist a little bit. Came across the course pulling hard. Ski went out from underneath him. He's down in the water at number 4. I thought he was going to make it.
At 39.5 off, that means there was only 35.5 feet of rope between Chris LaPointe and the boat. And of course, there's only 37.5 feet from the center line of the boat out to the buoy. So he's got to stretch out and get back, and that's got to put even more pressure on the ankle.
2 feet, the handle's 2 feet short of that buoy. And remember, the resistance starts at the ski through his foot.
If the odds weren't enough against Chris LaPointe, he has a re-ride now because of a slow boat speed. So once again, he has to go through at 39.5. The crowd is on their feet now. Chris LaPointe looking pretty strong. He pulls back. Does he make it? Yes, he does. On a re-ride on that sore ankle, he does even better at 39.5. He's got a chance now for that championship on that sore ankle.
That was one of the most incredible things I've ever seen. A mandatory re-ride. The foot's hurting. The driver's got a lot of pressure on him. He knows how much hurt and pain is in that foot. He knows how much forces are playing at 39.5. Came back, ran it.
Confirmed 4 buoys at 39.5 off. Let's take another look at this fantastic run by the world champion.
I don't even think he feels his foot right now. You'll see skiing. Remember I told you he's a power skier. Now I want you to look for strength here on this pass. Every buoy he goes around, he doesn't look real pretty, but he just simply muscles his way through it. The foot is not even a factor right now. He wants it for the crowd.
And the crowd just has come alive with this inspiring performance by Chris LaPointe from Sacramento, California. Okay, he's going to try it now as the rope shortens even further.
Okay, here we are at 41. When he comes to the course on this, Art, keep your eye on this one.
Chris LaPointe. And he couldn't make it through.
He didn't quite get back to the buoy, to the wake there, so Chris
but
showing
take a look
lot
at
of
the fans. Chris LaPointe salutes the fans. They're on their feet, clapping, and Chris LaPointe has really inspired this entire audience. The action-packed finals of the men's slalom up next, and the dynamic freestyle jumping followed by the women's top slalom competitors here on the USA.
Meet Mastercraft, a tough competition performer making waves in ski and pleasure boating. This is the action machine powerful enough to set the pace at Florida's Cypress Gardens. Mastercraft, even the name means it's a leader, always ahead of the action. Sit in the driver's seat of a Mastercraft. Feel the power.
Looks like you folks should get acquainted with Coleman.
Coleman? The camping people?
Coleman the cooler people. The people who make the Coleman cooking machine.
For the patio.
And Coleman canoes and boats.
Now, son, don't forget a life jacket.
That's Coleman, too. So's the tent.
Now, where's Shirley?
And the new Ultimate Lantern.
Hey, this is a Coleman we never knew.
Coleman, we outfit your outdoors. USA, a place to spend your days and nights. USA, where you can let your mind take flight. USA, USA, USA. It's a great place to stay. USA, music, lights, and mystery. USA, the kind of sports you want to see. USA, USA, USA. It's a great place to stay. It's where you find the action. A place
fourth run now, 38 off the rope. He was 2.5 at the Liz Allen Superstars and the Palm Beach Classic, 2.5 as well at 38 off. Let's see if he can fest it. Looking good coming out of 2, and he slipped just a little bit, but he makes 3. Andy Mapple.
Skiing hard.
What a tremendous recovery.
Total control as he run around number 4. Number 2 and number 3 was in trouble. He got pulled over his ski a little bit. He was late. He was able to make that up. Didn't have any slack rope as he went out. And on 38, you see slack rope pretty commonly.
Dina Brush is pretty hard to train for an incident like this, but what a tremendous recovery.
That's right. You'll see that on number 2, he gets his shoulder a little bit down in the water, but with skill, concentration, he gets right back on it, gets around 3 in good shape. And you'll see there he came in again early to 4.
Confirmed, 4 buoys at 38 off. Here we go now at 39.5.
Oh, my goodness, he was really looking for that. Went down in the water. You saw how hard he wanted to go at that 39. That's about 2, I think they're going to give him at 39. Seemed like he had the handling hand when he went across the wake.
And the crowd comes alive here at Marine World Africa USA on Andy Mapple's fine performance.
Okay, here he comes into the course. He was in trouble right away, pulling hard, had a lot of speed coming around the buoy, and it just seemed like he got too far down course, too much speed into the ball, tried everything he could do, got pulled forward, under the wake, no way to recover, and you saw how brutal that fall was. That's what conditioning does for these skiers.
There he is, Andy Mapple. 1.5 buoys at 39.5. Blair Wallace, the boat driver of the Ski Supreme boat, pulling Bob LaPointe with the engine powered by Ford, one of our major sponsors.
That Ski Supreme boat is only as good, the driver and the boat are only as good as that power plant and that Pleasurecraft Marine Ford motor block in there. Is a very dependable pull for the skier, something that they have to be able to depend on if they're going to do the best they can do in these very tough situations they got on the water today.
Okay, at 30 feet off, that's 37 feet of rope between Bob LaPointe and the boat. It starts to get challenging, Chris.
This is a tough pass, especially the start here. It's very hard to get started. You got a great start.
Chris LaPointe, Bob's brother, watching now as Bob tries to take the championship away from him, really. And at 38 off, he makes it look easy once again.
Chris mentioned about setting up there, getting a good one, and he did get a good one and is able to just smoke the 38 pass, and so he's going to be coming back at 39.5.
Bob LaPointe now on his run at 39.5 off. That means there's only 35.5 feet of rope and 37.5 feet from the center of the boat, and Bob doesn't make it.
Incredible, incredible. I didn't see exactly what happened because the boat was in our line of sight here, but I'm anxious to see the replay, see what happened with Bob. Looks like he had plenty of time to set up for a good gate to get to number 1. Chris, what tell us?
Well, it's hard to say. I'd say that he must not have pulled hard enough through the gate. It looked like he was a little bit narrow on 1. We'll see it here in a replay.
Ski just sliding out from underneath it.
That's a shame, but Bob skied really well all week. He had the best run in the tournament yesterday.
Here's another angle of the slip by Bob LaPointe with 38 off, or 39.5 off, I should say.
Okay, Bob just went down in the water. You know, he tried to come back up when he got to the wake, but gosh almighty, Chris, I know what you're saying. He's been skiing strong, but just couldn't control that situation. I was really surprised to see him not get a good one.
It's not all the time that you get the standard bearer being right at the broadcast location when he sees his major competition go down. And it's not very often you see two brothers competing like this on a friendly nature. Chris, what were your feelings when you saw your brother Bob out there?
Well, I was hoping he'd do well. I was hoping he'd do just a little bit less than I did. But I would have loved to have come in 1-2. We've had a lot of 1-2 finishes, but I guess we ended up, what, first and third or first and fourth. But I'm glad that one of us won it. I'm happy it was my turn. He's won 2 events out of the International Pro Tour already. He's leading the points, and I missed one, so I had a little catching up to do. So it puts me back in the ballpark.
Congratulations on winning the men's slalom of the International Waterski Tour right here at Marine World Africa, USA. Congratulations, Chris.
Thank you, Art, bud.
So here is the final results of our men's slalom. Chris LaPointe, number 1. Andy Mapple, number 2. Brother Bob LaPointe, number 3. And an impressive performance by Mike Hazelwood in the number 4 spot. A beautiful day here at Marine World Africa, USA. And there's the beautiful Pam Welch, one of the skiers here in their ski show, enjoying some hydroslide action. Let's take this opportunity to go to Paul McFarland now to introduce the freestyle competitors.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the freestyle competition for the Coors International Water Ski Jumping Championships from SeaWorld of Florida, Joe Allo. From Cypress Gardens, Florida, Mark Jackson. From SeaWorld of Florida, ladies and gentlemen, Harold Cole. And finally, from Cypress Gardens, Florida, Scotty Clack.
It's time now for that exciting event, the freestyle jump. Here at Marine World Africa, USA, near San Francisco. Let's take a look at the standings now. Cole on top, but right behind is Clack, and he's pushing him in this competition. Joe Allo is on the water right now, as he is in third place in the Grand Prix point standings with 1,500 points. And now the big test as he gets ready for jump number 3, which is a Mobius. And Bud, you might explain what we're going to see now.
Well, the Mobius maneuver you're going to see, the boat's going to be going about 35 miles an hour. He's going to have a lot of speed to the ramp. He's going to do a gainer, but he's going to twist while the gainer's in process. The circles that never come together, they call it. And there you see it. And he didn't get around.
Couldn't get totally around and hits the water with a terrific force.
Real good opportunity to study the Mobius as he comes out over the top of the jump ramp. You'll see he gets his body to get all the way around. Those skis have to be underneath him, where there's just not a chance of him skiing away.
Well, when those skis hit the water at a different angle, too, that can really jar your ankles and legs.
These guys have got to be in good shape. I'll tell you, they're dealing with two elements. They're flying out away from the ramp and also into the air, and you can see the twist again. He just didn't get it around.
He didn't get the spring off the ramp, really, enough height to actually complete the maneuver.
I wonder if he took too much speed to the ramp and couldn't get the altitude that he needed and caused the problem that he dealt with right there.
Joe Allo from West Palm Beach, Florida. He's 22 years old, better known as Joey, and comes out after 2 successful jumps, the gainer and the front flip, falling on the Mobius. 5'8", 165 pounds. He's 29 years old. Lots of experience as a show skier and a competitive skier. Here comes the flip.
He's going to take a lot of speed to the ramp here, it looks like. Boat's running about 35 miles an hour. He's coming over the ramp, flip. Nice flip. Very stylish
Terrific
today.
by Mark Jackson. He was challenged in the Liz Allen Superstars and came out of it in 2nd place. He's
right.
5th in the point standings at 900 points.
Absolutely good style. I'll tell you, he went through all 3 of his maneuvers. He's not especially flashy. He does what he does well, and then he picks up points that way. Scott Clack, on the other hand, a little bit more aggressive down at Orlando, ended up blowing one of his jumps, and so therefore Mark Jackson's less spectacular 3 jumps that he completed moved him up in 2nd place in the standings.
Harold Cole also with the 1st place, the Liz Allen Superstars, and he invented this move coming up, the back Mobius. He went through a lot of aches and pains to invent this one.
He sure did. It's very exciting maneuvers. The gainer with the flip, he comes up. That was beautiful in form, got good distance. Harold Cole's very pleased with that jump.
Look at that. He has a right to, and he brings the fans right out of their seats. Let's check that one out once again. The young SeaWorld jumper.
Here he comes. Harold Cole's coming now. He's got that rope wrapped around his body, getting ready to do his twist, spin in the air. Now watch him come on around, get the skis underneath him. Gosh, he had plenty of time to spare there. He comes back up with his hands raised in the air. Perfect Mobius.
Harold leads in the total Grand Prix points with 2,900 coming into this competition, but even though he has won 3 competitions, Scott Clack is not that far behind, and Clack has been performing extremely well in this competition. So it is a very important factor that Harold Cole on his 3rd jump, which is a difficult 720 helicopter, do it successfully.
That's right. Scott Clack's a very aggressive competitor. He'll come at you all the time. He's in the ramp now, got the rope around his body. He'll start to spin on the ramp, into the air. Harold Cole is hot.
Oh, does he love that one, and so do the fans. Harold Cole taking on some very, very difficult maneuvers. The gainer, the back Mobius, and the 720. Let's take another look at the 720.
This is like a video textbook of the 720. He's in his wrap, starts to spin off the top of the ramp. He springs through the air. Look at the time he had. He had plenty of time to burn. This boy's hot today.
Harold Cole on the beach now, addressing the fans here on the PA system. There's Paul McFarland. Scott Clack on the water, and he's got the pressure on him right now. He's leading coming into this final round, but the consistency of Harold Cole has put the pressure on this very, very aggressive jumper. Scott Clack from Cypress Gardens. He's 21 years old, 5'10", 155 pounds. The fans are anticipating a great one now. This aggressive style has worked against him, but it also can work for him and take him out further in front of Harold Cole for the freestyle jumping championship. Here he goes, the Mobius.
That came up on one ski. I'll tell you, they ought to give Drama some points here somewhere, because yesterday we saw him lose a ski away on one ski. Almost did the same thing here.
Is he hot? And of course, he's performing before some great fans here at Marine World Africa, USA. Here's the replay of the Mobius.
Okay, look at this body. The guy's skis crossed there a little bit. Comes on around. He had a lot of time. His skis were out a little wide. That's why he bounced down in the water like he did. But composure and experience there to ski away.
Perfect conditions on this course right now.
I'd say the wind is no wind at all virtually, and there's that split a little bit when he lands again, but you saw him start to twist when he had his body wrapped in the rope. He's twisting before he leaves the top of the ramp. Still got a lot of good altitude, even though his legs are split out underneath him.
It's so unusual. The San Francisco Bay Area known, of course, for wind this time of the year, and especially down here at this particular course, but we have a still afternoon, which is terrific for jumpers. The freestyle jumping champion for our event, Harold Cole, with 11,827.5 points. Scott Clack is next. Impressive third place finish by Jackson. And with the winner right now, here's Bud.
Congratulations to you, Harold. You just showed us what it took to develop the Mobius. Textbook perfect Mobius today. Tell us a little bit about that Mobius maneuver.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I've been doing that about 2 years now. And with the conditions today, I was able to go out there and really stick the form and get a good score out of it. I think that's my highest score I've had on that trick, and it's really turned into my bread and butter trick.
Back to you, Art.
So consistency really pays off for Harold Cole. This is Art Eckman with Bud Massey. We'll be back with the top world competitors in the women's slalom exclusively here on the USA Network.
Connolly, the choice of water ski champions for the last 20 years. For your free brochure giving all the details on Connolly slaloms, tricks, jumpers, and accessories, write the factory today. Now let's listen to what champion Mike Hazelwood has to say about Connolly.
Whether you're out for world records or just out for fun, Connolly skis will help you perform your best. Connolly makes a great sport even better.
Connolly, the top gold medal winner in the last 2 national tournaments. Get your free brochure today.
You build a boat like you train a champion. Day by day. Step by step. It's not easy. It takes discipline, hard work, and a lot of time. Finally, it all pays off. World overall champion Sammy Duvall. And the boat that pulled him to victory, Mastercraft.
Pleasurecraft Marine Engines, the #1 choice of competition skiers. PCM engines, known for their performance, acceleration, reliability. PCM engines, offering dependable power and a whole lot more. PCM power, selected for every major world-class ski tournament and selected for water ski shows, such as Cypress Gardens. So whether you ski competitively or just for fun, count on Pleasurecraft Marine Engine power. PCM, the choice of champions.
Meet Mastercraft, a tough competition performer making waves in ski and pleasure boating. This is the action machine powerful enough to set the pace at Florida Cypress Gardens. Mastercraft, even the name means it's a leader, always ahead of the action. Sit in the driver's seat of a Mastercraft. Feel the power.
Let's go to Paul McFarland now to introduce the contestants in the ladies slalom.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the Coors International Waterski Jumping Championships and the Slalom Championships, right now we're introducing the women's competition for slalom. Chantal de Telder, the European Slalom Champion from France. Sue Lipogos from Australia, the world jump record holder. The Tournament of Champions Slalom Champion, this is Camille Duval. And finally, skier, world record holder, Dina Brush.
Time now for some of the finest women athletes in this world. The women's slalom participation. Let's take a look at the point standings going into the event. Dina Brush with 2,900 points, followed closely by Camille Duvall. Carrasco and Karen Roberge, who's injured, not at this meet.
Earlier in the week, in the women's slalom practice, this young lady, Karen Roberge, a very popular water skier, was injured. She had to fly home. That moved up Chantal de Telder of France and Sue Lipogos of Australia. Chantal was eliminated on this fall coming up at 1.5 buoys, 35 off, Bud.
And she set up outside, looked like she was in good shape, coming to the gate with a good angle. Number one looked real solid, but she came around number two. Too much speed to the wake, cut too sharp coming back, lost the handle.
Lipogos, the current world ladies jump record holder at 150 feet, showed us that she certainly improved her slalom technique, tying and surprising everyone by tying Camille Duvall.
Well, there she is, coming back across the wake, lost the handle, just almost like she dropped the handle.
Camille, with a disappointing run in the final round, came back, though, in the tiebreaker, beating Sue. And that set up another confrontation between Camille Duvall and Dina Brush.
Camille Duvall as she gets set at 32 off, and we talked with her earlier about the tremendous rivalry between her and Dina Brush.
There's Camille, 32 off the line.
Yeah, Dina and I are really, really close together right now in the Grand Prix Points Series, and we've been head-to-head a few times. She's beaten me twice, and I've beaten her once, so I'm really looking forward to her next go-around.
And she's right in the next go-around now. She successfully completes it.
Okay, we got a 35 pass coming back, so if she wants Dina, she's going to have to make this because Dina's going to get into 38 today.
Camille Duvall now at 35 off. She's 23 years old from Orlando, Florida, 5'11". She's got that great height, 130 pounds, and she goes down the course.
Camille Duvall got in trouble around number two. She got too far down the course. She took a lot of speed to number two, and looked like she didn't have a chance to really correct to get on her edge quick enough to get across the wake to make the approach to number three.
Let's check out some of the action now in this run at 35. It's a disappointing one for Camille Duvall.
Okay, Camille going around number one. She got a little bit forward on her ski. She was behind on number one. Coming around number two. She overcut. She had too much speed coming to the wake. She overcut. She hooked it back the other way. Down the course, the boat was pulling her. There's no way she could get enough angle and speed across the wake to come to number three. So 2 at 35 is all she's going to get.
The current women's world and U.S. national slalom record holder, Dina Brush, up on her ski now after completing it through. Now, we asked Dina about Camille Duvall, who's really tightened the race between these two in the Grand Prix points.
Yeah, I think so. She was ahead of me coming out of the Superstars and only 200 points behind for the total Grand Prix points. And so I'm really wanting to win the rest of the tournaments. And I would have liked to have made a Grand Slam. I didn't get to do that, so I'm out to win the rest of the tournament.
Oh, she certainly is out to win this one. What a beautiful run that was, Bud.
She was in excellent shape early all the way through the course, but came around a little bit too much speed, and got a little ahead of the boat, picked up some slack. I was afraid she was going to lose that handle on her turn buoy.
Here's that action once again as she completes 4 buoys at 35 off.
She's a little bit closer, a little bit narrow on her cut, but of course it's a 35 pass. She doesn't have a lot of time to react. She's coming across the wake, excellent shape on 2 and 3. But she comes around number 4. She picks up a little bit too much speed, I think, going out to number 4. She gets a little bit of head. You see the slack develop now, jerking her forward, but she was able to handle that. There's strength and power.
Her world record is 4 at 38 off. And now she's got her run at 38 now. This is not a record-certified course, as we mentioned. She goes through that quick whip.
Here she comes setting up for the gate. She's on now number 1. She's coming across the wake.
Good position for number 2. She cuts the water beautifully and loses it just before the 3rd buoy.
You know, when she came around number 2, she got over the edge of her skis, and it just seemed like she didn't really get a good grip on the rope, and she lost the rope handle right in the middle of the wake, and then scooted on over to the outside of the course.
A tremendous performance, and the crowd is so pleased as we take another look of Dina Brush.
Well, she's setting up, coming through the gate. Dina, you know, as we know, is capable of doing most anything. This 38's familiar ground to her. If we see her go down here when she came around her number 2 ball, she's going across the course. It just seemed like she didn't get a good grip when she transferred the handle, and it pulled out of her hand, and she went careening off the edge of the course over by number 3 ball.
Dina Brush, 2 at 38 confirmed. She is our ladies slalom champion. One of the finest lady athletes in the United States in any sport is with Bud Massey now. I'm speaking of Dina Brush, the winner in the women's slalom. Bud?
Dina, congratulations to you. 2 at 38 makes you victorious 3 times out of 4 on the tour. This course is a little bit different. Did you have any trouble with setting up on your left side in this particularly tight course?
No, actually, I got had it figured out right at practice when we came out here Wednesday. We've been fortunate to have a few rounds before the actual tournament. And also the competitors all talked amongst ourselves, and I was encouraged by Bob LaPointe now, Andy Mappel, getting those gates set up, and they told me really how to do it, and that helped out a lot.
All right, back to you.
Dina Brush, the champion once again. She's won 3 of the 4 tour events so far and gains another 1,000 points in the Grand Prix standings. Here's the results of the women's slalom today. Dina Brush, Duval, Lipagos, and Telder. 1 through 4. And very, very fine performances. Jumps, bumps, and thrills with the men's jump competition. Coming up next from Marine World, Africa, USA.
Are you up to Mastercraft? A ski made for the masters. A ski that set the world record. A ski that tied the world record. A ski that surpassed the world record. A ski sold by professionals at specialty marine and sporting goods stores. Mastercraft skis. And the best is yet to come. Mastercraft.
Ski Supreme, the boat that dreams are made of. Gutsy and aggressive, Ski Supreme comes to life with powerful performances and responsive fingertip control. For record-breaking potential or sheer family fun, Ski Supreme delivers both with ease and luxury like you never dreamed possible. Discover why thousands of discriminating buyers worldwide won't settle for anything less than the boat that dreams are made of. Exclusively from Ski Supreme. Call toll-free 1-800-782-7363 for the dealer nearest you.
For almost 45 years, the American Waterski Association has been showing people how to have fun on the water. To get a free copy of their pamphlet, 10 Tips to Better Water Skiing, just write AWSA, Post Office Box 191, Winter Haven, Florida, 33882. Just ask for 10 tips.
I'm Camille Duvall, world team member and 12-time national champion. When I want to catch all the action, I turn to World Water Skiing Magazine. Call 1-800-554-3000 today for a 25% savings on a 1-year subscription. Each issue of World Water Skiing is jam-packed with super how-to tips, equipment tests, tournament coverage, and the hottest technical developments and more, focusing on everything from basic to advanced slalom, tricks, jumping, barefooting, and kneeboarding. Hurry and call now for water skiing's best buy on action.
Call now to order your 1-year subscription for only $9.97. Call toll-free 1-800-554-3000.
It is essential that the International Water Ski Tour have an outstanding boat driver. We've got one of the best, a veteran of 25 years behind the wheel, Jack Walker. And Jack, you've got to kind of divide your attention a little bit out there when you're on the water.
Yes, I have to divide my attention between a straight line and horsepower. And I have to have instruments up front for me to tell how fast I'm going, and I have to have an engine behind me to push me that fast.
Speaking of engines, we've talked about the confinements of this course, which must mean that you have to have great acceleration. Let's take a look at this engine plan.
Yeah, this is a 250 horsepower engine, 351 cubic inches. And when you say 250 horsepower, when you put the power to it, it's gone.
I know right now you've got to get back to work.
Yes, I have. We got some skiing out here to do this afternoon, and it's going to be great.
The men's jumping competition now, almost set to begin. Let's take a look at the standings going into this particular meet. There you see it, Sammy Duvall out in front, 3,000 points. He's taken them all so far, but Carl Roberts is within striking distance. Hazelwood also up there, and Lucky Lowe in the 4th position of the current standings. And there we finish out in the top 8 with Carrington, number 8 on the list. Earlier in the men's long jump, the world's champion Glenn Thurlow of Australia and the 78 Masters jump champion Lucky Lowe battled it out. Lowe lost out, and here's Thurlow's 3rd jump try, 155.
Style all the way, there's difference there because Glenn certainly bringing his experience to the ramp and beat Lucky on that jump.
Also eliminated was Lyle Perkins and Jeff Kerrigan. Here's the 3rd jump of Perkins coming up as we see Carrington. record's got a jump away of 156 here. But
You know, we watched Lyle. He looked a lot better than he was long because his style was good, but his distance wasn't.
however, Franz Oberleitner beat out Perkins in the standings with a leap of 165 feet.
Look at the physique on Franz Oberleitner. You know why. Very strong. Look at the whip. Races that ski to get all the speed he can outside. This is a very aggressive skier. Going to bring about 70 miles to the ramp. Here he comes across the wake, going for it all the way, Franz Oberleitner.
Franz dropped by the wayside, though, setting the scene now for the final round rivalry between three jumpers, Carl Roberge, Sammy Duval, and the defending champion of this event, Mike Hazelwood.
The Marine World course is unique under all the courses that we travel and see on the tour. One of the unique qualities is the location of the stadium on the west side. We have prevailing winds that come just over the top of the stadium. As you will notice also that the course is short. It's only about 11 or 1,200 feet from side to side. When the skier has to make his approach to the ramp, he has to come into a whip formation where he comes around, picks up speed about 70 miles an hour, gets outside with a lot of speed, slows down, heads across the ramp, and then of course his ski-away buoy. The wind factor there is very interesting. When the skier is in his whip technique, he's got the tailwind behind him, meaning that if he has too much wind, it can push him too close and too much speed over into Monkey Island. Very treacherous. He comes out wide over the course. In the air, the crosswinds from the stadium make it very turbulent and tough for the skier to cope with.
A big hand for Mike Hazelwood. After a 171 and a pass, he's setting the tone for two more skiers and jumpers to come up, Sammy Duval, and Carl Roberge.
It's awesome to watch Mike Hazelwood. I'll bet you he exceeds 70 miles an hour in the whip. As we see him now, our camera people are giving us a spectacular shot there as he gets outside, Art.
Hazelwood placed third with a 183 at West Palm Beach Classic, fourth with a 182 at the Liz Allen Superstars. Here's his final try for the championship here. The defending champion gets way out there.
My goodness, what a jump. I'm going to be very close to his 171. What speed, how late he was coming.
Mike Hazelwood.
Here he comes across the wake. A lot of speed and very good control. Kicks well over the top of his skis. Watch these legs when he lands.
Mike Hazelwood acknowledged to the fans as he gets into the beach area, 172 feet. And that's the mark for Sammy Duval and Carl Roberge to beat. Look at that, 67 miles an hour, 19 feet in the air. What marks? You see them there for Mike Hazelwood. He was going all out. Sammy Duval now, his last shot at trying to take over the lead. And his string of 3 straight victories on our tour, International Waterski Tour, in jeopardy right now.
Pride's on the line. Sammy he's very outspoken about the fact, I want all 8. I want them all. And he wants all the money. Well, he's going to have to kick this jump a little bit because Mike Hazelwood's got a 171 and 172. Sammy's backup jump wouldn't do him any good in a tie. He needs to go 173 or better.
He has moved himself into a second place position, though, with a 167 on that second leap. But Sammy now must get a great one away. He's got the great speed. Can he get the lift off? He loved that one.
I'll tell you, I can't believe he even committed. He stayed up there so long. He had more speed than he wanted to cross the wake. He was a little bit shaky. I could see it.
Take a look at it now.
Here he comes. The right ski came out on him, but he still committed. He knew he had to do it here.
Oh, that's determination of a champion. The determination of a champion, landing with great pressure. 172 was the lead.
Here he comes. Ski came out with him a little bit. That was sheer guts right there that got that for him. 172, which he got, tied him with Hazelwood. Remember I just mentioned backup? His backup jump's not good enough. Hazelwood now has the lead. Carl Roberge is the only one to upset Mr. Hazelwood.
His backup jump, Hazelwood, 171. His best jump, 172. Sammy Duval with the 172 and the 167. You're watching the International Waterski Tour Coors Light Championship here on the USA Network. And the action will continue right after this timeout.
Ski Supreme, the boat that dreams are made of. Sexy and aggressive, Ski Supreme comes to life with powerful performances and responsive fingertip control. For record-breaking potential or sheer family fun, Ski Supreme delivers both with ease and luxury like you never dreamed possible. Discover why thousands of discriminating buyers worldwide won't settle for anything less than the boat that dreams are made of. Exclusively from Ski Supreme. Call toll-free 1-800-782-7363 for the dealer nearest you.
Competitive skiers demand the best from themselves and their skis. Kidder Skis have won every major international tournament and hold more world records than all other ski companies combined. Professionals and recreational skiers, too, benefit from Kidder's handmade quality and world championship performance. Skiing for a world title or just for fun, Kidder's got the ski for you.
Kidder Skis make me #1 in the world. No. They make me #1 in the world. I'm the champ.
Kidder Skis, #1 in the world.
Yo, Mick, you ready for the big fight this Friday night?
What, are you kidding, Rock? You ain't ready.
Well, I ain't getting into the ring, but there's always a great fight each and every week on USA's Friday Night Boxing.
They got up-and-comers
Well, you know it, Mick.
and the heavy hitters.
Oh, absolutely. It's the biggest hit on TV, Friday Night Boxing.
It'll knock your block off.
Oh, absolutely. This week, absolutely.
USA puts you on the road to Wimbledon with 2 key tournaments featuring the finest in tennis. June 18th means the finals of the Stella Artois Grass Court Championships with a field that includes Connors, McEnroe, Noah, and Lendl. Then June 24th and 25th. Find out if anyone can end Martina Navratilova's domination of women's tennis on the grass in Eastbourne. 2 great tournaments with tennis's class of grass. The Wimbledon warm-up only on USA. It's a great place to stay.
Dale Nichols of Coors Light. Of course, this is the 4th stop on the tour, the 2nd televised event, and this is such a traditional tournament here, and the crowds are always so great near San Francisco.
Oh, it's fantastic out here. The people are educated. They know what's going on out there on the water. We've been here a long time, and it's something that's built up over the years, and we're excited to be here, and it's a lot of fun.
The organization of a tournament like this is something else, and you make it look so easy.
Well, it doesn't just happen by accident. It takes people like Mastercraft, Ski Supreme, and Coleman, and the sponsors that are behind these skiers to get them here and get them involved in the tournament and keep them in the tournaments. And it doesn't come off by accident. It's something that takes a lot of hard work behind the scenes.
And we'd like to invite the many fans around the United States because we have 4 more tour events to go before this year's tour is over with. And it might be in your area. You might want to check them out. In fact, I know you'd enjoy it. July 21st, 22nd in Birmingham, the Ironman Tournament. August 4th and 5th, the Tournament of Champions at Shreveport, Louisiana. August 25th and 26th, the Somerset, Kentucky area will have the Lake Cumberland Classic. And September 8th and 9th, they'll end the tour with a very important date, the Atlanta International Championships at Lake Lanier, Georgia. Carl Roberge from Orlando, Florida, 6'1". He's 20 years of age. He's a great athlete. Outstanding overall water skier. But he comes into the final round seeded #1. He comes out of the preliminaries into the final round seeded #1. Carl Roberge after a leap of 170 in the wind yesterday. A 168 would give him second place, I believe. After a second place finish, a third and a second, he wants to pick up points on Sammy Duvall on the overall grand points. Does he do it? He falls back and retains control as he comes up out of the water and then has to let the rope go.
You know, I thought at first that he had lost his right ski and he was trying to ski away on one, but he just got ahead of the boat and the boat's slack was pulled up, and when it did, he wasn't ready.
There is a question, though, whether he had control going by the buoys.
Here he comes. He's in the air now. Looks like he's got pretty good position there. Let's see what happens when he gets down in the water. I think he jumped a little bit ahead of the boat, got his skis crossed some there, lost his balance on the landing. He's trying to keep away from the boat. It pulls him towards it and yanks the handle out of his hand.
Now, he's not moving an inch because he wants a judgment on that. Did I hold on long enough? Did I get up to get by the buoys before letting go? He made it past the buoys. The jump is good. Now let's check the distance.
167 feet. That means that we have a tie for #2 if I read my directions right, except Sammy's third jump should be further, so that means that Sammy Duvall will be our second place skier.
Just below us now, Bud Massey's with our winner. Bud?
Mike, congratulations with that 172-foot jump. You're our champion today. It went to a 171 backup, though. Did you think 172 would win today?
I wasn't really sure when I came in. I knew the 172 I was wide open, and
couldn't have gone much further, so I knew it'd be tough. But if Sammy connected, he's been jumping well all this year, so I knew he's going to be close.
Well, you looked real good out there. You're number 2. It seemed like you carried a lot of speed. You decided to pass. Were you in trouble?
Yeah, I was really late. I made my turn much later than the first one, and then I just couldn't make the corner of the ramp, so I passed it up, and then the last one backed off a little bit more.
This is 4 times in a row for you, Mike. You think you're going to make it number 5 next year?
I hope so. I hope to be back. Really, I hope to do better in the series and jump better this year and be back here and do well.
Once again, Art, congratulations to a great champion. Back to you, Art.
It looks like Mike Hazelwood has a monopoly on the jumping event here at the Coors Light Championships. There you see 172, 172, and 172. Now, those are the best marks. You have to go to the backups then. Hazelwood with a 171 backup, Sammy Duvall with a 167 backup, and Carl Roberge with a 157 backup. So that explains the 1-2-3 order. Oberleitner at 165 took a 4th place. After a timeout, we'll take a look at the overall Grand Prix point standings and more from the International Waterski Tour from Marine World, Africa, USA when we return.
Meet Mastercraft, a tough competition performer making waves in ski and pleasure boating. This is the action machine powerful enough to